Welcome, everyone. So we've made it to the third and final day of Beacon Congress. Today, I'm going to talk a bit about the future of Beacon and of evolution and action research as a whole, and ensuring that this area continues as a strong and vibrant and cohesive research area. So first, to say a little bit about the future of Beacon, and there's really two separate parts to this. There's the future of Beacon at the universities that Beacon has been part of, and then more broadly, continuing Beacon as a force to uh, push forward evolution and action research and keep us all talking and new collaborations forming and that whole aspect of the center. So at MSU, we've received strong support from the university in the current pandemic and all the budget cuts and lots of issues going on. It's unclear exactly how strong that support's going to be, but we will definitely have enough money to maintain the Beacon staff and fund some science, and that is fantastic. So Beacon is currently still a separate institute unto ourselves, although in the longer term, we're likely to merge in with our ecology, evolutionary biology, and behavior program here at Michigan State. This is the EEBB program. EEBB is actually just getting a new director, Elise Zipkin, who has been involved with Beacon in the past. And she and I have been talking quite a bit, and we definitely see Beacon as a very logical entity to merge in with EEBB. There's so much overlap, obviously, between the people involved in both of these efforts. And on top of that, our EEBB program has recently made many different sorts of inroads with our College of Engineering, which is pretty unique for MSU. In addition to Beacon, where we have lots of people in computer science and electrical engineering who work with evolutionary computation as a problem-solving tool, we also have a lot of efforts going on related to the NEON project. So these are big ecological research stations where they are using all sorts of different types of sensors to collect data, and then data analysis techniques. So again, lots of folks in the College of Engineering are involved in the ecology side as well there. And we and EEBB are looking to really grow this connection. Engineering is looking to grow the connection, which is fantastic. Engineering has actually invested now in the EEBB program in order to ensure that it goes forward very, very strongly. So here at MSU, we're in very good shape for Beacon to continue forward. And I know at some of the partner schools, there's small amounts of money that are going forward. But again, with the pandemic, I know there have been lots of cuts all over the place. So I'm not sure exactly how all of those are faring with things. More broadly, though, as long as Beacon exists as an entity, be it standalone or part of EEBB, we're going to continue to promote evolution and action research and promote the interdisciplinary approaches that has made Beacon so successful. So we won't have the large sums of money to give out for lots of different sorts of research projects, although hopefully we'll, at some point again, we'll be able to build up the external funding for Beacon in particular. But as I've mentioned previously, Beacon as a whole has helped generate many times the amount of money that has been put into it, which is fantastic. So what will Beacon be doing going forward? Well, one of the things we definitely want to do is continue on with these Beacon Congresses. So Beacon Congress provides a great outlet for us to talk with each other, get to know each other's research, and really provides a place where we can talk across fields about different ways that we're approaching evolution as an active, ongoing, dynamic process. And so we definitely want Congress to continue. Exactly what it's going to look like is still something that we need to sort out. This year has proven that an online version can work. I feel personally that the in-person interactions develop really strong networking and would hesitate to give those up. But the advantage of the online is that lots of people will be able to join in even if they can't travel to East Lansing to be at Congress. And I feel like many people who are here this time, had we not gone online and had there not been a pandemic, might not have been able to come. So we're going to explore different models, be it online, be it in person, or perhaps most ideally a hybrid model where people can join in either capacity. And as we figure out exactly what we're going to do with Congress, we're going to keep everyone in the loop. And in fact, after this Congress is finished, please keep your eyes out. We will be sending out a survey to find out what everyone thought went well this time, what went poorly. And we know lots of things did go well and lots of things did go poorly. And we'll also want to collect ideas for how these sorts of online conferences can be done better in the future, so that we get the best of what's possible here. Personally, I feel like one of the things that we need more of is socializing. I feel like the chatting during talks was effective, but there's a lot more that we can do, and a lot more different types of interactions, and we will explore all of that. All right. So yeah, we've learned a lot this time. We're going to continue to learn more as we revise things moving forward. We also want, as an organization, to continue to organize publications that will basically set the tone for evolution and action research and draw people into it, make people recognize what's possible, and bring people together, right? So sort of unite people on, for example, the computer science side and the wet lab evolutionary biology side, or the field work side, or there's many different aspects, bring theorists, and get all of these people working together. Like we've been doing in projects where the underlying ideas are the same, but the approaches are very different, except they all involve evolution as an ongoing dynamic process. All right. Now, what are these papers going to look like? Well, some of them are going to be synthesis papers where we talk about concepts and how the same concept is viewed in different fields, and we've been working on some of these. They've been going a little bit slowly, but they're still moving along. And it turns out it's actually quite difficult to synthesize ideas that are treated very differently in different fields, but really are fundamentally at their core the same sort of idea. These papers, I believe, are going to be very, very valuable. And then we'll also do things like, for example, a paper on open questions. And there has been a lot of interest in the open questions, and I'm delighted to see what's going on in the Slack channel. There's still regularly questions getting posted there, and if you have not posted any questions yet or challenges, please go do so, because there's so many different directions, so many different ideas that we want to explore, and we'll pick a subset for a paper. And if there are many, then that just provides material for follow-up papers, and we'll see how all of this goes. But I've been very pleased with the sort of questions that have been asked there. So finally for today, it is my great pleasure to introduce today's keynote speaker, Dr. Joel Lehman. So Joel did his PhD at the University of Central Florida, working with Ken Stanley. And I have to say, I've been eagerly following Joel's research back since when he was a PhD student, because he's been working on just such frontier level projects since that time. For his PhD, he worked on open-ended evolutionary algorithms capable of generating creativity and novelty. For those of you who are on the evolutionary computation side of things, you've probably heard about novelty search. So Joel was the first author on the original novelty search paper. Lots of other people have picked up on these ideas since then because of the effectiveness of focusing on selecting novelty. Joel graduated from the University of Central Florida in 2012. And then we had the honor of him joining us here in the Beacon Center for a couple of years as a postdoc in Risto Mikalainen's laboratory at UT Austin. After that, Joel went on to become an assistant professor at the IT University of Copenhagen. And then in 2015, he and his PhD advisor, a former PhD advisor, Ken Stanley, released a very insightful book titled "Why Greatness Cannot Be Planned: The Myth of the Objective," and so I have the image of that here. And this book explained concepts about how people can miss out on great opportunities by being too focused on specific goals, specific objectives. And I actually highly recommend the book. It was very thought-provoking. So in 2017, Joel was lured back to the United States and became a founding member of the Uber AI Labs, where he now works full-time studying computational creativity. And Joel has been working on so many amazing projects, things that, to solve video games so far superior to what humans can do on those games. Just really impressive levels of computational intelligence being evolved there. And actually, Joel very recently had a paper appear in the Artificial Life Journal that I'm excited about. So this was the Surprising Creativity of Digital Evolution, a collection of anecdotes from the evolutionary computation and artificial life research communities. Joel was one of the lead organizers of this paper. I feel like about half the community was on the paper. It was a huge undertaking to try and get these anecdotes from all different research labs, and the paper is just a really fun read. I highly recommend taking a look at it. Anyway, so we are delighted to have Joel back today, if only virtually, as our keynote speaker. And so allow me to welcome you, Joel, and all of us welcome Dr. Joel Lehman, who will talk about bird is to jet as evolution is to. Thank you, Joel, and thanks all of you for coming again today.